Hi, good evening. All right, sorry about that. I had to restart the stream. I hope it's going a little bit smoother now. All right. Let's see. Ariana is here. Amy is here. Great. Ooh. Let's go. So Ariana suggested 2 weeks ago that I do a sculpture, and she said it was called Spinario. So I was bij de kabel, ja. And I looked it up because I hadn't heard of it. And it was this very cute is kind of a weird way of putting it, but this very almost normal looking boy who was sitting on what I think is maybe a tree trunk or something. And he is picking a thorn from his foot. And I looked it up on Wikipedia. So it's a very old sculpture, and I think some people believe that it's one of the first or one of the oldest Roman Hellenistic sculptures that was not lost, you know. And there was something about this kid, and I think Ariana said it to me as well. There's something about the simplicity of the pose, and perhaps even like the mundane quality of, you know, in our case, stepping on Lego, but in his case, stepping on something, getting a thorn in your foot, and having to take it out. And I have to say that amidst all the happenings, I can use a little bit of mundaneness today. So I'm using a pencil. It's a charcoal pencil, but it's a red-brown charcoal pencil. So a lot of copies have been made, apparently, from this work. I think this is the one that is currently on display in Rome. And I believe this is a bronze statue. And I believe there's also a marble one. Or well, I can't remember. Either this is the one that is in Rome, or this is the one that is in New York. I gotta look up my sources better. But a lot of copies were made. So I mean, this thing is so old, right? It doesn't. There's no one to claim copyright or anything. So have any of you ever did any live drawing in a museum? Because that's what I was thinking about when I was looking up the images for this one. I've actually never done that. Went to a lot of museums. I go to a lot of museums. And sometimes you see people sketching or working there. One day I will. Amy says, when I was in middle school, many decades. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Can't remember we ever went to a museum with my school, with my class. My son had drawing class today in school. They went outside because the sun is shining. Sun has been shining for 3 days, I think, officially here in the Netherlands. So we need to catch up on that vitamin D. It was such a dark winter. Yeah, it's paradise. Yeah, it was extremely dark, as in, like, no light. It was very strange. I heard a lot of people complain. Hold on, I'm just gonna grab my white pencil. I heard a lot of people complain about depression and not feeling great. So I'm glad the sun is shining again. I am working on gray paper, by the way. All right. It's a little bit hard. I hope the sound is not too loud. That's even louder. So I was reading a book this week. It was a book that I bought, I think last year, in Leiden, which is a city in the Netherlands. And Leiden is where Rembrandt was born. So they have a lot of his stuff in museums. And we went there. I got a book about his earlier works. And these guys, like Rembrandt and his colleagues, they worked a lot in black, white, and red crayon. And most of the time on paper that they stained. So that got me back into the crayon mood. All right. So I finished my paintings. In case you don't follow me on social media, I finished my paintings that I shared last week in the live stream. I was actually gonna do this little guy, but I had a deadline and I really couldn't focus on anything else, so I made it. It was an entry, or it was actually 2 entries for a competition. I'm not even sure if I'm like allowed to share them on social media, because I never do competitions. So there were a lot of rules you had to read. So I'm not even sure. I have to check. But anyway, it's a portrait competition. And it's only every 2 years. So, 2 years ago I wasn't ready, or I didn't really have anything that I felt, you know, was suitable. And then I had 2 years to get ready, but obviously that means you start a month before the deadline. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. They're only going to select 50. So I'm not really counting on anything. But it did get me back into, you know, into a workflow. Bit of a workflow. And it made me excited, you know, to, it's gonna sound really bad, but to be done with it. And, you know, to be able to get back to stuff that I wanted to. That I wanted to paint. Amy says, I don't remember if I finished a painting in the last 9 months. No, you don't have deadlines, maybe, but you know, it's a self-imposed deadline that I had. I suppose you gotta, I mean, I gotta have that sometimes, otherwise I'm just gonna sit around and do absolutely nothing. But it's just, you know, it's just really hard to focus on anything right now. And, you know, when I was working on my portraits, and I was running out of time, I was like, you know, maybe I need to stop watching the news, seeing how I'm running out of time. So I tried that. Tried not watching the news. That gave me a panic attack, so gotta balance it a little bit right now. I made like half a joke on my social media saying, you know, this kid and his thorn in his foot is how I feel in the morning after watching the news. Because I just do it in the morning, right? I watch the news and then I'm like, okay, let's get to work. Ariana says, what a great choice. Yeah, thank you. Like I said, it's 17th century inspired. I know that's Rembrandt. I want to say Rembrandt, but let's go for Rembrandt. He would use also some brown ink. Like brown ink washes. Yes, very strange. Golden hair. In this version. And this will have to do. I drew a lot of sculptures by Rodin when I was younger, and I would always struggle so much with the bronze ones because you have these weird highlights that are a little bit counterintuitive. And also I don't really like them. And I don't really like bronze. Like, I like bronze the way that, you know, people like Claudel used it in more of a rough way. But this very smooth bronze look, it gives these very funky highlights. Ooh, 30 minutes. Nice. All right. I think we had another photo. I want to do the other one as well. Let's see if I can grab it. I cropped this one a little bit because it's a wide screen, like it's a landscape oriented. Photo. All right. That is a lot of forced perspective. I was rewatching the Lord of the Rings trilogy yesterday, which is basically my go-to movie series whenever, like, the world is on fire and I need someone to tell me that maybe it's gonna be okay. Gandalf would be that person. But anyways, I was watching it, and I think a few years ago I read an article on the forced perspective they used to make the hobbits appear smaller than they are, because they are normal sized people. I don't know how you would call that, but they are not little people, obviously. And once you read about that, you start paying attention, you start seeing it, it's fun. Hi Nancy. Yes, we need to. We need to stop watching the news. But I'm just literally too scared to stop watching the news. I tried. So I allow myself 1 moment a day. To watch the news, and then I get to work. Alright, is this anywhere? No, not really. Yeah, it is. It is impossible. You know, even if you don't watch the news, you get on social media and, you know, it's there, and gotta find a way to deal with it. We gotta, you know, find each other, honestly. Like this. Just, Amy says, oh, your friends text you stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. No, my friends don't do that. Thank God. Alright, how's that looking? Oh. So as I was saying, forced perspective, and perspective in general, it's such a weird thing. Alright, the hand, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always check all your digits. I once worked on a drawing. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the stupidest story ever. Don't tell anyone. This is exclusive for my live stream. I was recording a video for Let's Face It, a lesson for Let's Face It, and I was like 80% in. And then I found out that I drew 3 little toes and 1 big toe. I think it was during uploading. No, it was during editing. Let's not exaggerate, but still, I was a long way in, and I was thinking to myself, you know, are you okay? Like, how can you work on 4 toes while somebody has 5 toes and not notice for like hours on end? I can do that. One, two, up, yeah. Nancy says, love the white highlight. Thank you. I like gray paper because, you know, you have all your midtones pretty much covered. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but when you do, it's pretty time saving. Yeah. Where is my... I'm not gonna do all the shading here, and don't really have time for that. Let's stay within the hour. funny because there are hints of brown amongst all the green and the copper. Is it bronze, not copper? When you focus on it, you can see a lot of color variation. This is an HB, and this is a 2B, by the way. So this one is much darker. All right, here we go. Enough charcoal noise for today. Now, said I've been working on gray paper with charcoal and pastel and really love it. Yeah, it's a great combo. Like I said, you have all your midtones down, and it kind of forces me also, and I find it interesting because I've been painting a lot this week, and when I paint I tint my my panels before I start, so I usually with raw umber or something. I never paint on white, but when I draw, like in my sketchbook, I draw on white, and when I'm in that painting mode, whenever I'm faced with a white paper, I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do with this again? So it's easier to work on gray paper because it's the same, you know, you start off with the same value. So yeah, that I wish they would make kind of affordable sketchbooks with gray paper. That would be great. I haven't found one yet. So I use where are you going? I use this one by Canson. No, not by Canson, sorry, by Clairefontaine. The paint on gray, they have black as well, so. Ariana says, to me, you're the wizard right now. Is such great practice. Oh, wonderful. I kind of want to be a wizard. Right. Okay, great. Thank you for joining me. Again, let's do it again next week. I'll find something to do, maybe a series of some sort. Please hang in there and scream in my DMs if you need to. Yeah, keep drawing, keep painting, or if you can't, watch other people draw and paint. This is not a joke. It actually helps you, you know, feel connected with your creativity as well, even though you're not doing anything. I truly believe that. And I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, but I am right. So 9 o'clock, which is in 10 minutes, Dylan is going to do his daily practice also. So you can switch to that if you want. And I will come up with something new to do in the next live stream. So thank you, Ariana, for suggesting this cute guy. Like, he's cute. I love him. And I hope you had fun. Share if you made anything during the live stream. Please share on social media and tag me. And stay reasonable. Just be well. All right. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.